Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
Halo is here, and Halo is rotten. According to critics. According to critics, 58% on Rotten Tomatoes.
According to my friend, too.
Yeah, according to a friend of ours in particular, who's a very, very big Halo fan, he said it's a complete fail.
He said he's going to give it to episode 3, but if it doesn't get any better, he's done.
Yeah, it's not working out very well for them. This seems to be the reaction. People
this is
are
what he said.
Yeah, the first 20 minutes are okay, and then after that, it comes off the rails. It deviates greatly from the games, but of course, we've got outlets like Polygon saying that they had to start over. They had
the best thing ever. They paid me to say that.
They had to wipe the slate clean. This is a video game site, right? No, never mind. It's Polygon.
Why did they have to wipe the slate clean? Because new people, you can still put lore into the show and explain it to people that are new to it coming in. You don't have to change that.
Yeah. So they're doing some damage control. If you're expecting an exact copy of the Halo games and the new TV series, think again.
Well, I don't think anybody was, given the interviews we've seen and the stuff we've been telling people.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. We'll talk about the reactions to it. Haven't watched it yet ourselves.
Oh, I'm not going to. You can.
I might.
I don't really play the games. I mean, you and Squid King might. I'm just here because you needed a co-host.
you're just here for the armchair.
I'm just here to laugh and have fun.
Laugh at the media. Yeah, Halo fans aren't laughing though, but they knew it was coming. I mean, there was plenty of warning.
Oh yeah, there was no doubt there was plenty of warning. Everybody kept telling them, even the people that were doing the show, every time they opened their mouth, it was like, shit.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like, hey, we never really played the games. We didn't really care about the games that much. We just kind of ignored the games. And I think they, it's kind of like we see with comic book creators now, where it's like, well, I'm kind of a fan of Spider-Man fan art, and this is kind of what I think Spider-Man's about. Now I got a job writing the Spider-Man comics.
Yes, pretty much.
That's kind of what happened here. So we're going to talk about the reactions, critical scores, and the media doing some damage control. In some levels, some ways they're just like, yeah.
A lot of media is letting it fly. They're like, what the hell?
We can't justify this.
It's like Cowboy Bebop 2.0.
Yeah, can't defend it. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, over 261,000 subs.
Yay!
Thank you for the support. We do talk about video games, talk about streaming. We do have a gaming channel. If you go out to Clownfish Studios, we do gaming videos over there. Do not play Halo on that channel. Play a lot of casual games. We just kind of mess around, but we do have fun. Squid King is a huge Halo fan. He was not happy with some of the announcements.
He hasn't seen the show yet, though. So.
No, he hasn't seen the show. I don't think he wants to talk about it because it's like, yeah, it's a dumpster fire. And we knew it was going to be a dumpster fire. You know?
We've been saying that.
But we had no idea. But yeah, look at the headlines. The Halo timeline and mythology explained. What to know before the show. You don't have to know anything.
Well, yeah, which is it? You have to know what's going on or you don't.
You don't. Well, let's go out to Rotten Tomatoes first. And the critics aren't really caring for this too much. It is rotten.
But the audience score is 72%, which I find questionable, especially since it was 75% just a little bit ago. So it is dropping.
Yeah, it's interesting because all I see on Twitter is negativity.
That's what everybody I've talked to is like, they've seen it. They're like, this is shit, So I can't understand why it's 72% legitimately.
Yeah, this guy, I mean, he had a multi-part thread going off on all the problems with it. Very talky. That was one of the things I heard from critics. They're like, it's a very talky show. It's not Halo. More shooting.
So it sounds like talking. Book of Boba Fett, where Boba Fett wouldn't be talking all the time, but they have him talking all the damn time.
Yep. So let's go out and see what they're saying here. We have RogerEbert.com. The video game Halo excelled at letting players become the hero. With the new Halo TV series, audiences are instead saddled with a series devoid of soul.
Ooh.
New York Magazine. Between the series' somewhat nondescript visual style and its overwhelming exposition, talky, Halo is bogged down by world building and almost hampered by its source material. What? They didn't use a lot of it. Those of us who don't recognize every reenacted power-up bleep and helmet cam vision of destruction will probably find ourselves wondering much of the time quite what is going on. So it's not following the game, so it really doesn't effing matter too much. The early episodes of Paramount Plus's much delayed new adaptation misses the target. Even to an Xbox novice, the idea of Master Chief on the run already sounds like it's not Halo. Hey, ahoy. Looks a lot like you might expect an adaptation of the game would, but fails to distinguish itself from similar sci-fi fare. It looks like a very generic sci-fi show.
Here's what, here, hold on, let me pull my phone up. Here's what our friend said. Rammstein. Go ahead, you're going to do it.
Rammstein.
I told you he'd do it. You know how he is. Hold on, I'm finding it. He's like, talking about how episode 1 feels like a redone version of the Monk City in Rogue One. Then he goes on about here. It's not too bad. The lore hound to me is furious. Then he goes a couple minutes later. I take it back. It's just the battles are good. The rest is most un-Halo lore I've ever seen. Everything is wrong.
Everything is wrong.
I had a little bit of hope when I saw the battles and they got to the main story. The other characters, it's all wrong. He's going on about, he put that one thing you said with the 20 minutes of episode 1 and the rest.
Yeah.
They said not even the hardcore fans wanted to see his face, and they got that wrong. He's supposed to be ghost pale with blue eyes and scars all over his face. That's how, because, you have the helmet on.
Yeah.
And then you have the fact that you're always looking at the screens and stuff, so that's why, and then that's not what they got.
His face should look like your testicles in a bathing suit.
Okay, then.
Yes.
But, it's a complete mess.
Like your testicles in a bathing suit.
Bathing suit. Yeah. Well, he was upset about the armor being battery powered because it's supposed to be fusion powered. He said that, because they weren't reliable.
Does he have a plug? Is it like Evangelion? They just plug him in?
But they said originally it had the power tether, but that prevented effective. They went to fusion power. And it goes on and on. I can't read all of this.
Okay, this is somebody who is clearly steeped in the lore.
Very much so.
Yes.
This person had the armor, walking encyclopedia on Halo.
Cosplayed as a Spartan, had armor that probably cost more than my car.
I don't think it was that much. And it was really hard to get off of him because I had to help him take it off once.
Whoa, hey.
No, and it was
is there something you want to tell me?
We were in the parking lot of a convention.
I can't, okay.
And, he's going to watch us. He's going to be laughing about this. And we couldn't get his boots off. And I was trying to get his boot off. And I would yank it because he needed help to get out of it because this thing was nuts.
Spartans do it with their boots on.
And
that's in the lore.
And I just yanking on this boot. And then I fell backwards, almost cracked my head on the cement because I couldn't get this stupid boot off. Those things aren't messing around.
I do know this story. No, I was not jealous. He is a family friend.
Yeah,
nothing happened. He's kind of like our nephew.
Yeah. I was helping him because he couldn't get out of it, but by himself. But it was he had like the armor, and he's like huge into it, and he was like he's like, oh my god.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be bad, but when Rammstein started writing it was like, oh my god, here it comes. I forgot it even came out today. I totally forgot. Grace Randolph, who's turned to the dark side in the last couple months. She didn't like He-Man.
I know. I'm like, wow, it's almost like she's trying to channel me.
And so she says,
but I'm blocked.
She has you blocked. I don't know why.
She's afraid of another boss bitch.
I don't understand. I'm not blocked. I don't think I've ever interacted with her.
She's afraid of another boss bitch.
I don't know. I'm a bitch sometimes. I'm your bitch.
No, that's true.
I am your bitch.
Anyway, what Grace Randolph say?
You wear the Spartan boots.
It depends.
Extremely generic sci-fi and incredibly different from the source material in ways that are not justified. This just doesn't cut it in the ultra-competitive streaming arena.
People just aren't too thrilled with it. I mean, of course, there's a lot of positive reviews too from some outlets, but most people, like when you're asking that, you're listening to the people that are the audience, the audience that's supposed to be made for. They're like, what the hell?
Yeah, so I love it. Polygon, which pretends to be a video game news website.
Polygon pretends to be a lot of things.
Polygon is saying they had to start over with Halo. Never mind that it's one of the most popular video game franchises in history and has been never really waned in popularity in the last 20 plus years. No, you have to wipe the slate clean to make it accessible for new people.
Right, because there's too much to go. Like, again, you could totally make it accessible. You could totally just explain what's going on. They do it all the time in shows and movies. Mm-hmm. But no. They have enough talking already. It's not because they didn't want to make it too talky. Apparently, that's not an issue. They had no problem making it talky.
So the Halo TV show is the ultimate battle between the story and the lore.
Yeah, would you want to watch a battle between story and lore?
Wiping the slate clean had to be done, according to Polygon. It's a loaded question. What's the game about? You don't even know what the game's about. You just run around and shoot things. That's the game. I'm like, I don't know. Our friend seems to have a pretty good handle on the lore. This is how people understand Halo. You just run around and shoot aliens. It's the spine holding up each game's story campaign and a loose rationale for the aesthetics of the wildly popular competitive multiplayer portion of the game. However, Halo also has a rich tradition of ancillary media stacks Wildlion should pull from it, just like Star Wars. Stacks of books and short films and comics that go deeper than the game. There are stories about the nature of artificial intelligence, war crimes committed for the so-called greater good, space operas about a precursor alien species that lived before the ones we meet in the games, and stories about the religious hierarchy of the series' villains. It's bonker stuff, some of it surprisingly good, some of it less so. So what's the problem?
Much like Polygon, most of it less so.
They said Halo, the TV series premiered on Thursday, is a continental rift in these two camps, fans who know the stuff happening in the greater Halo universe and the people who just play the games.
And what about the people who don't do either, but just want to watch a cool sci-fi show?
Yeah, right. Well, even then, they're not even getting that right. Like, people are like, it's boring as hell. You know, it's boring as hell. Previously, fans could engage with the books and games, and mostly neither have to contradict each other. So the show just created a whole new independent silver timeline, so we could just do whatever the hell we wanted to do.
That's what they keep doing. Oh, we're just going to put it in a different timeline, or, you know, a different time in the series. And they keep doing this.
Yep. Talking about the lore. Lore is a natural fit for games. TV shows don't need lore, though. They don't need the relationship. They have a story to tell, and unfortunately for Halo, the source material doesn't give it much to work with.
No, it sounds like the source material had plenty to work with. It just, that wasn't what they wanted to use. We want to use the name. It's like She-Ra. We want to use the name. We want to use names of the characters that matter. But we're just going to put our own paint all over it and then say that's a new story. And if you don't like it, it's because you're a bigot.
Yeah, and this, look, Star Wars did this too. They scrapped everything. They're like, we want to keep it simple. It's basically the only thing that's canon as of, you know, Disney acquiring Star Wars is the movies and the cartoon shows. And whatever games and books we do, and that's more convoluted than it was before.
But like with this and like She-Ra and all that crap, if you're just going to use it for the name only, and you're going to change and keep a couple names and change everything else about it, then why not just make something new? You know what I mean? Why bother? Because you obviously aren't doing it for the audience, because then the audience is like, this isn't what it's about, and we don't want you. We want new people. Then just make something new.
That's what I understand. You could, I mean, you know, I'm looking at like District 9, which borrowed from a lot of games. Actually, Blomkamp was supposed to do the Halo movie, and he noped out of it. I forget what happened. But you could make a very Halo-esque TV show that would resonate with Halo fans and not actually be Halo, but still feel like it's more Halo than Halo. They've done this with the Orville. With Star Trek, it's supposed to be a parody, and it feels more like Star Trek.
It just seems to me that if you're after this audience and you want the name recognition, what goes with name recognition is the built-in audience. They say that, but then they put out these projects that go in complete contradiction to that. Like they use the name and then they shit all over the original and the fans. Say they want new people. Well, at that point, then why does it matter if the name's recognizable? Because you're doing something new anyway. So why bother?
Yeah. But yeah, they're like, hey, the lore doesn't matter. There's loads of in-universe history. You can see a lot of it gestured at on screen, but characters, individual motivations, antagonists. Halo has to come up with that whole cloth because we didn't have any of that.
Yeah, because never happened before, ever.
20 plus years. People think it's sacrilege, but deal with it. Deal with it.
They said deal with it.
No, pretty much.
I was like...
They're like, Halo surrounds Chief with other faces in a familiar story, one where Chief rebels against the one order he can't follow, trusting that viewers will want to know what other characters do. Why? Why? In this regard, it's refreshing to see how little of the lore has been central to Halo. While it's great fun to theorize with fans and collectively construct wikis about a show's mythology, it should never be required.
Here's the thing. It's Polygon. And they're some of the ones...
Just end it right there.
That's what I'm saying. Polygon. It's like they have this... It's like the shape. They have a bunch of different faces. And they did the same thing with like She-Ra and shit like that. They're like, I've seen them do the Star Wars and different other things. It's like, it's gone. Doesn't matter. Oh, well. It's like, no, oh, well.
Yeah, so this is going to be really interesting. Everything I've seen, though, so far, everything I've heard from really diehard Halo fans, I mean, I've played Halo, but I'm not into the lore like some of our friends are, is that the show is going to be a huge fail for them because it is basically rewriting everything. But even, just on the surface, just being a decent action science fiction show, it doesn't seem like
Has it gone down at all? Hit refresh and see. No, but watch it because it's been dropping all day.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on it. I think as more episodes drop, I think people's opinions will change one way or the other. I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll be good.
Well, I told you, our friend said he's going to watch the first 3 episodes. If it doesn't get any better, that's it. He's out.
Yeah, and it's Paramount Plus we're talking about. This is the same channel that destroyed Star Trek.
Yeah, I was say because they did such a great job with Star Trek.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of hope for it. I mean, my take is if it was a decent show, even if it did deviate from the games, I'd watch it. But it sounds like it's boring as hell anyway.
It's just I don't understand why these places keep doing this. I mean, they keep making the same mistake over and over and over again. It doesn't do well. Calling people names isn't working like it used to be. You aren't going to, oh, you're a bigot. Watch the show. It's not working like it used to. And at this point, it would make more sense to just make new things. But they keep refusing to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
like,
IP.
Is it like a loss leader? Are they trying to use it as write-offs for taxes? I can't figure out why the hell you keep wanting everything to fail like this. It's so easy to fix.
It's in a lot of cases though, they want that platform. I mean, we've talked about it before where you have people that want a ready-made platform, so they go for the biggest thing.
But they don't want the audience. They tell you so.
Yeah. They want the audience to change.
Why? If you want to use the name and you want to do something new with that name because it's recognizable, but you don't want the audience that recognizes the name, then what's the point? Make something new.
It's like, have you heard of my science fiction movie Circle? No? How about Halo? I did Halo. Oh yeah, okay.
It's like Halo, but it's called Circle.
I've heard of that one. I think that's what it is. I think a lot of times, people work on these shows, like the showrunners, they've already jumped ship. Mm-hmm. And I think the reason that they do this is they're like, I just want it on a resume that I worked on the Halo
like the aliens in Independence Day. They go to each planet, consume all the resources, and move on to the next. That's pretty much these showrunners anymore. With She-Ra, He-Man, Halo, Star Wars.
Yeah, it's a step stool, and eventually they hope they get to make their own stuff. But I think a lot of these creators know they're never going to make anything as good as... the IP.
If they're associated with the stuff they ruin, people aren't going to want them to make their own stuff. They're not going to go. They're like, is it like what you did with that show? Because you ruined that. I'm out.
Yeah. I mean, look at George Lucas. George Lucas made movies for himself, basically, or movies he thought, that he was into, that he thought would resonate with people. He didn't go ruin another franchise first. He waited for the prequels to ruin Star Wars.
Well, it's just more and more like right.
No, actually, I like the.
I was gonna say he did a lot of other movies that didn't do that great, but. The thing is, it's like, it's only been the last, 10 years or so that you're seeing this to the level you're seeing it at. I mean, they've been rebooting stuff for a while, but they've gotten really out of hand recently. And it's not even trying to be like the original at this point.
The thing is that it's not that hard to make new stuff because people are hungry for it. They want new things. The problem is that a lot of the people that want to change culture, they're not creative individuals. They're more concerned with changing narratives and changing the culture.
Well, people want new things that are good. Because what we're seeing with some of the new things that are coming out, you get new things, but they're still doubling down on the culture and the agenda.
Yeah.
You need to make good things that are just good because they're a good story and good characters, and they happen to be whatever, so be it. But people just focus on telling, stories that will resonate with a lot of people, that people will love, and that, are fun and that aren't about politics. They'd probably do really well.
They probably would. Try it sometime.
Please, for the love of God, try it.
Yeah, so we're going to wrap this one up.
Yes.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.